Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wednesday night. It is 8 p.m. And you know what that means? It is time once again for Turnbuckle Studios and CBRS Entertainment to bring you the Wednesday PlayStation Showcase. I am OM Dynamic, joined as always by the man on the console, Mr. Chris Best. How are we doing tonight, brother?
Yeah, this is what I get when I've got a bunch of things on the go right here as I'm getting the show set up as we're live here. I'm doing pretty dang good. Pretty excited about the game tonight. But
Yes.
OMD, yours were blasted off hard last night.
Oh, were they ever?
Why is that?
For the third time, I have seen 3 Days Grace. I have seen every iteration. Yes, I went and saw them last night. I've seen them with Adam only on vocals. I've seen them with Matt only on vocals. Last night I had them both. Not to mention, Finger 11 delivered an absolute blast of a show. It was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, now I've gone and seen Finger 11 myself when they they were promoting their self-titled 3 album. I call it the 3
Okay.
album because on the cover of the album, there's the Roman. It almost looks like a scratch, but it's in the former Roman numerals for 3,
Yep.
indicating it was their 3rd album.
Yep.
And they played at the Bondar Pavilion here, and they tore the house down there. Tore the
Oh,
tent
yeah.
down, I guess you could say.
Yes.
But we got to talk some PlayStation Plus for May 2026, as Sony's official lineup is here, and this month brings a strong mix of styles. Let's talk first up. This is a game I'm probably the most excited about. First up,
Okay.
EA Sports FC 26. This is the latest entry in EA's football series, featuring thousands of real players, teams, and leagues. It offers both realistic and faster paced gameplay options, along with modes like Ultimate Team and Career Mode, making it a solid pickup whether you're playing casually or competitively. I think we got to show this game
I think
on
so.
the showcase
I
because
think so.
I loved the FC series back when it was the FIFA games. So
Mhm.
I'm curious about any change if they made any like subtle changes to the game or anything like that since they lost the FIFA license.
Right.
And the one thing I was really curious about and excited to see was the fact that yeah, all the leagues that they've had before and all the teams and players they've had before are going to be represented. So Man U, yeah, in the game. Liverpool FC in the game. Uh, yeah, I just mentioned our 2 favorite teams, I believe.
Yes.
Um, I'm excited to get my hands on this game. I've seen the hype for this game when it came out, so that's part of the reason why I want to get my hands on it. OMD, what is your experience with like FIFA games and whatnot?
To be honest, I never played a FIFA game. I
Really?
just I've never played one. It just never truly appealed to me. The last soccer game I remember playing was way back on the Sega Genesis, which I believe was a World Cup.
Yeah, they had like a World Cup every game, and it makes sense, that we're getting FC 26 because the World Cup is not far off.
No, it is not. Coming to Canada and the USA.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but no, it's okay. So I have a strange relationship with soccer. I used to play soccer when I was a kid, and
Right.
I don't mean like go in my backyard and kick the soccer ball around with
Right.
my friends. I used to play at Strathclyde Field. I was actually a part of a team. Um, and I wish I didn't squander that opportunity when I was a kid because I could have made something of it, right? But
Yep.
that's neither here nor there. But I grew up playing soccer a lot with my friends afterwards as well, and it was more of like a I could take it or leave it with playing the game. I just mostly played because I was with my friends.
Right.
Um, and now watching it on TV, it's more of a sport that I would have on just for the sake of having it on. Not really caring about what's there, about what's going on in the game, not really learning the sport, but just watching it to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Um, but the video games, on the other hand, that's what gets me excited. I love playing the games. The
Yeah.
games I find them to be very action heavy sports games. At least I make them action heavy.
Right.
Um, sorry, you were gonna say.
See, I grew up like, I mean, you know my history, so you know I've lived in Australia. Well, at that time when I was 9 and 10 years old, of course, we didn't have a lot of access to American football. So soccer became what I would get up to watch on Sundays. And typically we
Yeah,
got Liverpool games, which was how I became a fan of Liverpool.
yeah, and I'm a fan of Man U, and there's a reason why. There's a movie that came out. Euro Trip was the
Yes.
reason I became a fan of Manchester United because of that one scene where they come into the soccer hooligans bar, and I can't remember the actor's name, but he always plays like a very intense character in
Vinnie
all of his
Jones.
movies.
Vinnie
Thank you,
Jones.
Vinnie Jones. Love him. He's the
One,
reason I became a Man U fan.
one of my very favorite B-list actors.
Yep. Anything I watch him in, I'm like, okay, I know I'm gonna get something intense out of him.
I mean, you look,
And
and I
he,
mean, he is an intimidating presence. I have actually seen him up close. I
yeah,
didn't get to meet him, but I saw him up close at the world premiere of The Condemned.
which he was in that movie.
Yes.
um, he also has a relationship with the WWE,
Yes.
not just the Condemned. It was, I think it was Capital Carnage in 1998. They had him show up and do an angle with one of the boys. It was one of the one of the UK only pay-per-views. They had him come on and
Okay.
they did an angle with him, and I'm pretty
Okay.
sure it was Capital Carnage. Um, but next up is a game I think Bubba would be a fan of. And the reason I say that is because Bubba likes a lot of like samurai kind of stuff. And I think he would like this game. It's called Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. Now, Wu Chang here is a dark Souls like action RPG set in the final years of the Ming Dynasty. You play as a warrior fighting through a plague ridden world where enemies are twisted by a mysterious illness. It focuses on challenging combat, exploration, and mastering different weapons. I think we talked about this game um, last year when it was a part of one of the PlayStation showcases. Uh, or not PlayStation showcase, but the state of plays that they do.
Right.
Um, and it looked intriguing to me then, and it still looks intriguing to me now. But the thing that's turning me off about the game, that's making me unsure about the game, where it says Souls like, and that not
And
a fan of the Soul style games.
I get where you're coming from, but again, this game has intrigued me as well. I know I got it confused with a couple of different games as well on the Xbox because it is available for us to buy.
Yeah,
It was supposed to come to Game Pass, but it has not yet.
yeah,
And I would have and I would be more than willing to take a look, especially if it does offer that co-op and or cross-platform type of scenario. But I'm
yeah.
going to look
So
into it a little bit more tonight and I'll see where.
yeah, I'm gonna look up some trailers and maybe see if there's a trial on there somewhere so I can try it out and see, because I know it says Souls like, but there have been Souls games that I've been playing that are easier than Dark Souls would be. Like Liza
Yep.
P, for instance, now has an easy mode.
Yep.
And what I've played of it so far, I'm actually really enjoying the game. So I'm hoping there's something along those lines.
Right.
Um, and that's not to say that I don't like games with a challenge. It's just the games that have crushing difficulties like the Souls games,
Yep.
just they're not for me, you know.
Yep.
But this next game is very intriguing, and from what I saw, it has a little nightmares kind of vibe to it.
Okay.
This next game is called This game is called Nine Souls. This is a 2D action platformer that emphasizes precision combat, especially its parry system. It features a hand drawn art style inspired by East Asian mythology. Again, that probably falls right under something Bubba would enjoy.
Absolutely, it does.
Along with tough boss fights and tight skill-based gameplay. So the key thing in this game that you have to do is timing. The timing of your attacks is absolutely key when you're entering battles
Yes.
in this game. And the reason why I say it looks a lot like Little Nightmares is because of the side-scrolling atmosphere
Yep.
and the way that the graphics looked on the game.
Right. And I was getting a little bit of Hollow Knight vibes just from that picture as well.
Yeah, that whole side-scrolling atmosphere and the art style, because both even Little Nightmares and Hollow Knight both kind of share that same look.
Yes.
But I when I saw that, I'm like, I'm a fan of these side-scrolling old school looking games that are coming back. I love that we're seeing a mix, a little bit of everything so far out of this month. We're getting an action RPG. We're getting ourselves a sports title. I really feel like Sony has heard my cry from like 4 months ago about getting sports titles, because it feels
Right.
like every month we're getting some kind of a sports title.
Yep.
But we do have one more game coming, and it's not coming with every other game. It's coming on Kane's least favorite day, May 19th. And that is, we've talked about this before, coming to the PlayStation Plus, but Time Crisis is coming to the
Yes.
PlayStation Plus. No question about this, OMD. We are doing a show on this one
Absolutely. How can we
because,
not go back to the arcade?
right? This was the game. This was the game I wanted to play when it was at Galaxy Theaters, because they did have the arcade cabinet for that game there.
Yep.
Everybody was like, "Oh, let's go play DDR. Let's go play Tekken Tag." Nope, I want to play Time Crisis.
Right.
Yeah,
And
and
I remember the
I'm
days of
pretty
going.
sure. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure I beat the game at the arcade.
I remember the days, and okay, I'm gonna date us here, best. I remember playing this game at EJ's in the station mall.
Oh, geez. I s- you know what? As much as I love my mom, I wish she would have let me go in there and play there, because the one thing I always saw in the front of EJ's was the Ninja Turtles arcade cabinet right there at the front. I'm like, I
Yep.
want to play that. Although
That
they
is
also had although they also had the arcade cabinet at Cambria Mall as well.
yes. I remember when my mom wanted to go shopping and I had to go, it was just like, fine, just let me go to EJ's. I can hang out there.
Yep.
And I did that. And Time Crisis, I do believe they have at one of the two Wackies locations now here in town.
Yeah, and I can't remember. I think it's a version of Time Crisis, but there's one at Sue Blasters as well.
Yes.
Yep. I can't tell you which one because I can't remember right offhand, but I know I saw it when I was there a couple weeks ago. So,
Yep.
but yeah, these games, guys, are co- coming to us. Is The first few games are coming to us May 5th, starting with the main lineup, of course, with Time Crisis arriving on May 19th. So this is a strong month. I mean, PS Plus is kind of firing on all cylinders right now with their games.
Absolutely. Absolutely, they are. But speaking of games, we do have a new one tonight. But before we get to that, ladies and gentlemen, we do need your help.
Oh,
You were saying?
I got it. I got it.
A Turnbuckle affiliation program is looking for more people. If you have passion level for pro wrestling, sports, videos games, or something else, then Turnbuckle Studios is the place to be. If you have ever wanted to pursue content creation and want to join our team, then we would love to have you. Check out turnbucklestudios.org or contact us by email today because your future is now, and we want you to tap in.
The Turnbuckle Studios store is open for you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Turnbucklestudios.org.
The Turnbuckle Studios store is open for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the merch and represent the best from the shows you watch on a weekly basis. Multiple styles to choose from with over 10 products available. Don't get left out and pick up all your favorites today. Find us at turnbucklestudios.org.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Turnbucklestudios.org is your home for the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. There's how you can join us. Hit that join button, send us your credentials, tell us how you can help us, how you believe we can help you. We will sit down as a collective and find the right fit. And while you're there, head on over to our shop, support your favorite shows and your favorite podcasters, wear what we wear, and all of those proceeds come back into our studios to bring you a better experience. All of this and more at your home for the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, turnbucklestudios.org.
I just remembered a setting I need to fix in this game.
Okay.
Copyright music, my friends.
Yes.
Yes. Got to get rid of it. But the game we are taking a look at tonight is a game that I wasn't so sure about, but now I'm excited about. Because actually, I've been finding myself kind of enjoying this game, and that's the Crew Motorfest. I'm going to change my vehicle before we do anything here. So I have a collection of vehicles right here. Excuse me. Okay, so I've got 2 planes, but I want to change it out to. I'm going to change it over to my Honda NSX here.
Okay.
Yeah, I customized my vehicles. So this is obviously a racing game.
Yes.
One more thing I want to do, actually, because I forgot about how annoying the voices can be. So we're going to go ahead and quickly fix that too, because they tend to talk a lot during the actual races, and they say just a bunch of, to me, it's nonsense that they say. So I'm going to turn that down as well. Like I noticed, I was doing one race and all they were trying to do was sell me on the car that I was driving. Like I didn't want to hear that. Just talk to me about the race and what to expect, you know?
Right.
So what it is that this is kind of like I think they call this like a live service game.
Yep.
And it's a bunch of races that get added to the game. It's a street racing game that's set in Hawaii. It's almost exact to Hawaii, by the way. Let me just fix this here quickly. Edit that. Just gonna turn that down slightly. There we go.
Okay.
I'm just so I'll show you what I started off with actually. So over here in activities is where the game immediately loads you up into.
Okay.
And you can choose like how you want to do it. You can go into the live competitions that are going on. You can go into playlists, and you can see that I finished a playlist, so I've got to go and collect my reward for that. I've been doing playlists because I feel like this is the way you beat the game. There's a whole bunch of different challenges you can pick up on and do. Right here, we're crossing into one, which is a slalom challenge. And I'm probably going to fail this, but I don't care because I'm just trying to drive to go get the reward that I got for one of the playlists I completed.
Right.
There is a fast travel option, but you have to find the location beforehand.
Right.
This game gave me Need for Speed Underground vibes, and I'm okay with that because honestly, when it comes to these style racing games where you're racing cars like the one I'm driving here, I
Right.
expect like a Fast and the Furious kind of thing.
Right.
Like I expect to be doing street races and drifting and maybe drag races and all that kind of thing.
Right.
And this is again, we're gonna bring it back to Bubba here. There is NASCAR in this game.
Really?
It's racing. It's actually racing of all types. Yeah, it's actually racing of all types. So there's street racing, which is what I like doing. There's off-road
Right.
racing. There's air racing. There's boat races, motorcycle races as well, and NASCAR racing. I don't know about like Formula One or kart style racing. Oh, I picked that event again, didn't I? I'm gonna go ahead and abort that because
Okay.
I'm trying to go to where I need to be.
Yeah. So I've noticed in this game, and it's one of the things that actually deters me. And I will admit, I've tried playing Grid. I've tried playing a Forza game, and I noticed ghost cars, and I've seen that a couple of times here already in this game.
Yeah, the ghost cars are not people that actually they're not people on your friends list like you suspected they would be.
Okay.
No, it's actually other players that are actually in the game.
Okay.
All they're doing is they're in the same world as you, but they're on their server.
Right.
You can go up to those ghost cars though, in some instances, and challenge them to races as well.
Okay.
Like, see that ghost car that just drove through me there? I'm
Yep.
a bad driver in this game. He's probably heading off to the same place I'm heading off to. And yes, it does say 15 kilometers above my map, but that's not really a long drive.
No.
Not when you're driving at like 200 kilometers an hour, like I'm trying to. I say trying, but I'm slamming into everything.
Yes.
And-
And yeah, for me, I can tell you right now, as soon as that happened to me, I wouldn't be able to handle it, so I would be probably turning the game off.
Oh, I can do it. I can drive just fine in this game when I'm on my own. So I'm kind of like right now in my head, I'm mentally adjusting to talking while doing the driving, you know?
Right.
Which is something I've obviously mastered in GTA because, I mean, off stream, late nights, Parish, Bubba, and I will get in and play a game together, you know?
Yep.
And what I mean by playing a game together is that Bubba and Parish will go on to their own server, but I'll play on mine because there's no cross-platform with GTA Online.
Right.
Hint, hint, Rockstar, get on it. Okay, now we're crossing the bridge. We're going from Oahu into Maui, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, so all the Hawaiian Islands, I believe, are represented. I just did like an event that was set entirely in Honolulu.
Okay.
And the one thing I think I gotta check, because I'm not sure about this, but I don't think there's actually bridges that connect the islands.
No, there is not.
Yeah, because I know that Hawaii, and Hawaiian Air specifically, has a service that flies people from in between the islands throughout the day
Yes.
at certain times. But I just need to double check. What I'll do is, I was gonna say I can talk to my friend who lives in Hawaii, but I haven't talked to her in a couple of years, so I'll just look it
Right.
up myself. But I gotta say, I didn't think I was gonna like the Hawaiian setting, but I love it.
Yeah.
I am maybe it's just because I'm a summer person and I know summer's not far off.
Right.
So I'm just kind of sitting here gleefully enjoying the sun and what looks like warm weather in the game.
Right?
Hit my nitrous on this straightaway. We're getting to our first event here pretty soon. Oh. If
Not
that
if the car
actually...
doesn't survive.
The car's fine.
I was going to ask, is there a... because I know we're driving in the third-person view. Is there a first-person view in this game?
Yep, there is a way to do it. Let me see if I can remember it. Nope, that's the map. There is a way. I did it. I accidentally did it the other day. I can't... Oh, right here. That's not first person. This is.
Yep. Okay.
The actual first person. But I do prefer third person because it allows me to see all around my car.
Yep, absolutely.
Especially when I'm racing. Because I've done this as first person, playing driving games in first person with GTA. My one takeaway is I never look at the mirrors, and I really need to do that, especially if I want to actually drive.
Yeah.
And if I ever actually drive, I'm not going to drive the way I am driving in this game.
Right.
As I'm approaching like 270 miles per hour. But there is a little bit of an inconsistency I notice in this game too. Like, I'll show you something here. I slow down to a crawl, right? And I'm going to set it to so that we drive to at the legal limit, which is like, we'll say 60 kilometers.
Okay.
It feels like my vehicle's crawling.
Yep.
This is not 60 kilometers, I can tell you that.
No.
But we are at our first event here. Or no, we're at the... Sorry, where I need to claim the vehicle that I unlocked from this event. Playlist account. Let's go. Oh yeah, I claimed it in the menu. So now we're going to go into our next event here. Playlist is ready. Let's go try it. I would like I would like to see a I'm gonna do it this way because it's not giving me... Okay. So, one reward available. No, I don't want to do that. This is what I want to do. Okay. It says the waypoint is there, but where is it? Oh, there it is. This is the one thing I like too, actually, that it took me a minute to get used to, but you see that yellow waypoint? Most of the racing games I play, you see those waypoints placed on the road. I kind of like that it's up in the air.
Yeah.
Because it allows... Go ahead.
I was going to say, I know that was a discussion we had when I did the Division a while back on the Boar's Nest.
Yeah.
And I like having it because then you're not just focused on watching your ground. You're actually looking up. You're paying attention to everything around you.
Yeah, it's forcing me to, like, as you see, like, dodge vehicles and look, like, I can see, like, these vehicles here cut into this lane, but still look up at my waypoint to see if I'm still on the track.
Yeah.
And it still allows me to quickly glance over at my map so I can watch for when the turn is coming up.
Yep.
And I'm glad that this was not a far drive because we're almost there already.
Yes.
What I also really like, this is something I've been singing the praises about these kind of racing games for the longest time. Seeing real cars in the game, like actual branded cars, like this car I'm driving right now, though.
The Honda, yeah.
Yeah, the Honda NSX. 2002 model, by the way.
Okay.
But now we're going to drive some luxury cars.
Nice.
Now there's stories here, but the stories, they don't matter to me.
Right.
That's the big takeaway with these games, right? I know that there's story, but I don't care about the characters in these games. And Speedy
Right.
saying, am I playing on PS5? Yeah, we are playing on PS5. This is the PlayStation Showcase.
Yep. And he's asking,
Yeah.
are we playing together? No, we're not.
No.
I'm an Xbox guy.
Yeah.
But I enjoy watching Mr. Best. I enjoy watching these games and learning more about PlayStation.
Yeah, and what this show is more or less like, yes, this game is also available on the Xbox, but what this show is, the PlayStation Showcase, is that we're showcasing games that are on the PlayStation Plus for everybody to come out and enjoy.
Yes.
And we picked this game a while back because when the game was announced, well, it was announced like 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Yep.
We already knew that this was one of the games we wanted to look at. But like I said, that whole time, I didn't care what anybody was saying in that video. The character developments in these games are just whatever for me. But the first event is ready to go. And it shows like, hey, these are all the other events that you're going to find as well.
Yep. As well, Speedy, just I mean, I've got absolutely nothing against PlayStation. I actually started off on the PS1 before I switched to Xbox. And I even tried, I had a PS4 for about a year, but I never really used it. And I just cannot find the comfort in the controllers anymore. So it's, for me,
Well,
it's not a knock against PlayStation. It's just that preferred grip.
oh, it's the grips itself.
Yeah, like I just can't
Okay.
find comfort.
Well, these the PS5 controllers are a little bit different from the PS4 ones now.
Right.
There actually is like a firm grip on the systems that don't allow the controllers to slide around in your hand like the PS4 ones had a habit of doing.
Right.
And they're wider too, actually. The PS5 controllers are, which I kind of now enjoy because I picked up my PS4 controller the other day when I was doing some tasks around my house, and I didn't realize how close together that controller was.
Right.
So we're driving to this event, but there's a side event that I'm going to actually bypass here because I don't want to do it. 9 kilometers. So let's hit that NOS. You can go in and upgrade your vehicles. As you can see, I've worked on this vehicle extensively already
Right.
because the standard version of this vehicle does not drive like 270 kilometers.
Right.
And right now, I'm just going to drive all over the road here and drive and knock down all the beautiful foliage that this game has.
Yes, foliage, not foliage.
Simpsons. This is actually it's funny that this game is now on the PlayStation Plus because OMD, if you recall. Oh. Okay, there's a bit of an issue on the Facebook side, guys. What I'll do is I'll just throw this episode up a little later on. But for right now, guys, hopefully just stay tuned. Facebook will get that stuff sorted out. I forget what I was saying, though. Facebook, you distracted me.
Dang social media.
Yeah. No, I was saying that I felt like it was like a week or so ago, OMD, that you and I were talking about how I wished that there was a game that I could pick up and play and just play it.
Yep.
And then, well, there's this game now. So
Yep.
now, like, with this game, I can get in there, play a race or two, and then go get ready for the Raw Patrol
Yeah.
or whatever other podcast we are doing. Trying to get to this race here. And yeah, as for the music, the soundtrack leaves a little bit to be desired. I mean, there is one band on here that I do enjoy. The Black Keys do have a song on here.
Yep.
And that's about it.
Okay.
So for me, when I'm playing this game, I don't know, for some reason, and I'm thinking it's probably because it's in Hawaii and a good chunk of 80s TV shows took place in Hawaii. I play my 80s tunes.
Hawaii 5-0, Magnum PI.
Yeah. And to a degree, because the setting is very similar, Miami Vice.
Yep.
I say very similar, and I know that they're like, I know Hawaii and Miami are on like thousands of miles apart, but still,
Yeah.
it's that whole neon vibe. All right, let's go racing, boys. Okay, so you're not going to be racing in like the vehicle that you just drove, but they will loan you vehicles, and typically that first vehicle that you get is the vehicle that you're going to eventually unlock.
Okay.
And now we're learning about this archivist who talked about going to Europe, who went to France. So we're taking a look at some European luxury vehicles here. Bugatti.
Nice. But before we go to the actual race, Mr. Best, you touched on some of these other podcasts, and you and I are involved in a lot of them. Ladies and gentlemen, why don't you take a look at our weekly calendar?
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. All times are in Eastern Time. Monday night, we are on call as the Raw Patrol is on duty at 8 p.m. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Wednesday, we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Thursdays, we roam the jungle with the Boar's Nest at 9 p.m. Friday, we invite you to come for a ride with the SmackDown Security Detail at 8 p.m. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. On Sunday, be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. And later in the day, the Locker Room presents Wrestling Recap Delivers at 7 p.m. Always be aware that weekend shows can vary in times, as the PLE Patrol and other watch party streams are always a must-see. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day, and watch all of the latest episodes on turnbucklestudios.org/shows. And please do not forget to drop a like, follow, and to subscribe to all of our channels, and when the time is right, all you have to do is tap in.
And there you have it. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, turnbucklestudios.org is your home for the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. And there is everything we have coming up for you each and every night of the week, including our special events. We want you to meet the team behind all of those shows as well. Mr. Best, myself, Chris Parrish, Carol Carafel, Logan Thompson, and Bubba Duke. Click on each of our individual links to get all of our socials, as well as watch our latest weekly live episodic shows. All of that and more, turnbucklestudios.org, your home for the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program.
Yeah, so the event that I'm doing here is a kind of a beat the clock challenge.
Okay.
And I believe the time I got to beat is 4 minutes and 50 seconds to get through this track. And yeah, I do have assists on because it helps me big time
Right.
with these hard turns. Eventually, I'll probably learn to race without the assist on.
Right. So as I'm watching this and you're doing this, I am reminded of a few weeks ago, maybe a couple of months, when we did my first Gran Turismo.
Yep.
And so I am getting a lot of that vibe from this game as well.
Which is not a bad vibe to get because that was a pretty fun little game.
It was.
Yeah, and I see where you're coming from too, because the Gran Turismo series is one of those racing games that has a little bit of everything for everyone as well.
Yep.
Even the one game I'm looking forward to eventually getting my hands on, Forza 5, has that little bit of everything for everyone type vibe. From what I've seen with Bubba playing the game on the Boar's Nest.
Right.
So I'm trying to use my nitrous to beat this time. I don't know if I'm going to. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. I can always restart it.
Absolutely. We're not here for the competition. We're here for the fun.
Yeah.
And the checkpoints really remind me of Need for Speed and some of those other arcade racing simulators as well.
Yeah, those ones where you had like 60 seconds to get from one checkpoint to the other.
Yep.
And the time would just keep shrinking with each checkpoint you hit.
Yep,
But at this thing...
the checkpoints would add 30 seconds to your clock or whatever.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I'm not sure what the checkpoints do in this game, though. I've missed checkpoints, and they were like, yep, just continue going. As I am driving at 340 miles per hour, or kilometers per hour. I forgot I actually set it to what our measurements are.
Right.
Oh, I'm gonna beat the time. 4 minutes and 53 seconds, and I beat it by 44 seconds.
Nice.
Yeah, and the character creator game and this game is very, very generic.
Right.
But I'm giving the game a pass on that one because it's not really about your driver, it's about the cars.
Right.
And I'm just collecting my rewards for that race. And then returning back to free drive, in which it's going to launch me or tell me to go to the next event. So that's what we'll do. We'll just head straight to the next race.
Yep, absolutely.
I would like to see one of these racing games, because a lot of these racing games are usually set in one location. I would not mind it if they set it like as if you're a worldwide type thing. Like you got to travel around the world to do the races and all that kind of thing.
Right. So you want to become like Pitbull, eh? And become Mr. International, Mr. Worldwide?
Yep. I'm Mr. 705, so why not?
Right?
He can be 305, but I'm 400 times better than him. Of course, I'm just kidding on that one. I actually do enjoy some of Pitbull's music.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't even see what vehicle I'm driving here, but it looks like a Bugatti, maybe. But this time we're actually racing.
Yes, we are.
And I love like the sunset location on this thing.
Yeah.
Or the sunset look on this. Just sorry, I'm distracted by the beauty that this game has. Hawaii is definitely a state that I would gladly visit if somebody said, "Hey, let's go to Hawaii. I've got the money,
Right.
I'm paying." You know?
Right. But you and me both would probably be, if somebody says to either of us, "Hey, I'm going to this state, my treat. Do you want to come?" Sure.
Yeah. Because, well, for me, traveling is all about the experience, right?
Exactly.
And even if it's a place that's not very well liked, I'd probably still go. But I'm
Yeah.
not saying like I would hop a plane and go to Iran or something, or Iran
No.
or Iraq or anything like that. But
No. No, but I mean, if we were going to like rural Alabama or the middle of Nebraska to look at cornfields, why not?
I'd go. Why not?
Right?
Like I said, it's all about the experience.
So it looks like you're in 44th of 70 from what I can tell.
No, that's the percentage of the race I've completed. I'm actually in first.
Oh, okay.
Over on the right side is the ranking screen, and it's probably, yeah, something's not going on with my card here. I got to fix it up. It's not quite showing everything on the screen as it should be.
Right.
So. But yeah, I've got a few seconds ahead on the guy here. I'm playing on easy mode right now
Right.
because there's no in between. When you go to easy to medium, it just kicks your butt.
Okay.
Yeah. At least it kicked my butt, but
Right.
I'm playing on easy because I'm very much just enjoying the game for what it is.
Right.
And I'm going to launch my nitrous just to gain a few more seconds. And I always pump my nitrous when I go through tunnels because I kind of expect them to be straightaways.
Fairly straight, yeah.
I could throw it. Yeah, I could also throw it on this bridge, but so I'm topping out at 369 kilometers per hour. Oh no, I just jumped up to 370. Oh, and I slammed into the wall.
Yes, you did.
Hey, I'm at the finish of the race anyways. I got 13 seconds on second place.
There we go. Nice.
Oh, that was the Citroen GT. I knew I recognized the vehicle. And let's just skip and collect my XP. I'll tell you, one of the hardest things I had to do in this game was there was a playlist of challenges I had to do in which I had to race clean. Damn, that was hard. I'm not
Yeah.
a clean racer, period. You can ask Bubba when him and I used to play NASCAR together.
Right.
I was dirty as can be. I eventually through him teaching me, I learned how to race clean in that game.
Right.
But when it was just me playing and not him and I playing together, nope. Screw that. I'm gonna knock every car out that I can.
Yep.
Because that's how I raced even in GTA Online when they used to have some pretty damn good racing there.
Okay.
I used to like race really dirty on there and knock cars off tracks and everything like that.
Okay. Wow.
Because knocking in GTA Online, the racing there, they had like racetracks that were like placed up in the air, and they kind of looked like Hot Wheels tracks. So if you knocked the car off of those tracks, they weren't just being reset and put back into the race. You had to respawn your vehicle and start from the back if you crashed out a vehicle. Basically.
Ouch.
Yeah. Oh. Now this is a cool thing too. If you really fuck up or screw up, pardon me, there is a rewind feature that allows you to redo what you were just doing.
Okay.
So that's also a good way for you to learn like how your car operates, because every car operates differently in this game.
Right.
I totally notice the difference between the vehicles, because I'll switch sometimes. I've got a couple muscle cars that I switch into. Like I've got a Shelby GT that I'll switch into, and I feel the weight of that vehicle when I'm driving it. Oh, this is the Aston Martin, I believe. I used to have a Hot Wheels version of this car when I was a kid.
Nice.
Oh, this is a Bugatti. This is one of the Bugatti luxury vehicles, not the sports vehicles that they have.
Yep.
But dang, I want this car already. I gotta find a way to get this car unless I unlock it. And yeah, this car is slow on the start, but
Yeah.
luxury cars, and this is what I think of when I think of like expensive luxury cars, they're not about speed, they're about major comfort when driving.
Yeah. I can tell you just from watching this beat the clock area, I was already looking to try and flip the sun visor over to block the glare coming in my driver's side window.
Yeah. I 100% would be doing that too, but I would totally appreciate the sun's heat coming into the vehicle.
Yep.
I don't know what it is for me, but I like getting into a car where the sun's been beating on the seat, especially if I have a sore back,
Yep.
because it helps big time.
Oh, it does.
But what I don't like is the sun shining into the windshield or the side window.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I've got to see. I don't trust myself on the curve here, but I got to see what the speed is like with the. Oh god, there's no in between with this vehicle. You hit the nitrous and it just shoots. I like it. And then it does slow right down. I can actually feel the weight of this vehicle as I'm steering it. Yeah, because
I know even just from watching,
like,
I'm feeling the car.
as we're coming up on a turn here, I'll tell you what. Yeah, I can feel like the car is turning very nicely, but I can feel the weight of the vehicle as I make the turn. Oh, I just changed into another vehicle. Okay, I know what race I'm doing here. I know which race. Yeah, this guy's giving me a pile of different cars to race as. So now we're going super speed here.
I was gonna say, no. When you made that, when that
Oh.
vehicle switched, was that you doing it, or was that just an automatic switch that the game did on you?
That was the game. This is a race that's looking at the two different styles of Bugattis that are out there.
Okay.
Well, there's more than two different styles of Bugatti cars, but yeah. Okay, now let's see how this car does with the nitrous once it come out of this turn. A head warp speed there, Captain.
Right? Why am I envisioning Star Trek right now?
Because I totally quoted Star Trek.
Oh, I know.
But speaking of Star Trek, I'm going to do a little bit of promotion for another show. Go back in time, guys, and check out The Boar's Nest with Bubba Duke. And he had an episode of where he played the latest Star Trek Voyager game. And that's kind of a game I think we should also show on the PlayStation Showcase, so we can talk about the differences between the Xbox version and the PlayStation version of the game.
Absolutely.
It's something we've done in the past.
Yeah.
And that's something that we're looking, that's something that because of this partnership with the Xbox Showcase that Bubba and I talked about the other day, about doing that with once I get my hands on some of the Xbox titles that are on PlayStation now. I was talking to him off stream and had said, like, I had this idea for the Boar's Nest for when you want me to do it. But what I'll do is if I have the games handy there, and I'm talking Halo, Flight Simulator, Forza, and Gears of War.
Yep.
I'm like, well, what I'll do is I'll go in, I'll do those shows, but I'll do it with I'll play Xbox games on the PlayStation. Yep. So I can give you guys my first-hand experience with those games, because I just listed a bunch of games I haven't played yet. I've also thought about, though, if I were to do Microsoft Flight Simulator, what flight would I do?
Right?
Because only a 1-hour episode, and the only thing I think we could do is a flight from our hometown to Sudbury. To Toronto.
Right?
Because that's a 45-minute flight, if I'm not mistaken.
About that, yeah.
Yeah.
But, Mr. Best, I know you're headed off to the next event, but we're also at that 1 hour mark.
Yeah, why don't we do the one more race, and then we'll call it.
That sounds like a plan to me, my friend.
Because that's, I feel like only showing, like what, it was only 2 races? That's not enough.
No.
And I did say earlier that this is a game that you can quickly pick up and play for 10-20 minutes. But as we've noticed, as we are closing in on that 1 hour mark, this is also a game that it's easy to get lost in.
Yep. I got to admit, I love the lighting here at night.
If only I could show you what it was like. Or maybe they'll do it for the race that we're going to here. But you got to see. That's the one thing I think I want to show is how the races are lit up. Because those are lit up pretty nicely too. As I just went airborne for a second there.
I can only imagine.
The one thing I wish I could do is I wish I could tilt my car to look at the sky and look for the moon. That's one thing I always do when I'm in these games and it's nighttime. I always look for the moon to see what the moon looks like. I did that on Skyrim. Skyrim is a place that has 2 moons at nighttime. Yep. I do that on GTA every time night falls. I do it on Forza Horizon every time night falls. I haven't done it on Final Fantasy yet. Okay. I probably should.
As you're discussing that, I am reminded of my son when he was a lot younger, and one of his very first words was moon. And he had a huge fascination with it. If it was up and you could see it during the day, he was obsessed with
it. Yeah. Oh, can you imagine if he still had that obsession with the moon? Watching the mission to the moon that just took place?
Yep.
Your son, I guarantee you, would have been watching the entire mission, because the entire mission was streamed to YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Every second, every hour of it was on YouTube. So now this is telling me, hey, you're having an easy time with these games. Do you want to up the difficulty? I'm just gonna say I just go no. I don't say no never because maybe I do want to adjust at some point.
Right.
So Bugatti Vision GT, that's what I'm driving in this race. This is an actual race too, because the goal is to reach the top 3. Oh, it's this beast of a vehicle. I have a version of this in GTA, actually.
All right, there we go.
By the way, earlier in the game too, there was a race. I'm going to rewind that.
Yep.
There was a race that had like SUVs involved in it, and I unlocked the Ford Bronco.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, when I got the Ford Bronco, I wanted to paint it white.
Oh, dear.
I'm one of those types when I'm playing these driving games. I want to get like certain vehicles and make them after their famous counterpart. Like
Right.
in GTA Online, when I got the Ghostbusters car, and I designed it as closely as I could to the actual Ghostbusters vehicle.
Ecto 1, yep.
Yep. I did the same thing with also the Back to the Future car, the DeLorean.
Yep.
I designed it as fast as I could. Of course, you can't add the actual parts to the DeLorean.
Right.
I think, well, actually, I don't know if you can, because there's a certain vehicle shop that you have to use that vehicle in. But no, that's what I do. In these games is I take like, well, another recent example was the car Matthew McConaughey drives in Dazed and Confused.
Yep.
I got that car on GTA Online again, and I designed it exactly as his car was designed in that movie, with the paint schemes and everything.
Right.
I'm hoping to actually do that again in GTA Online, this time with the vacation movies with Chevy Chase.
Okay.
Because
Want the good old fashioned shaggin' wagon, eh?
Yep. And I'm in 4th place here. The goal is to get to 3rd. So I'm just going to launch my nitrous and try to catch up to everybody. If I can maintain this speed, I bet I can catch them.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not going to maintain the speed on the turns.
No.
Or crashing like that a little bit. Now, I know you're not much of a movie guy, but do you have any like favorite racing movies?
You know what? It has been so long since I've watched a racing movie. I think the last one I watched was probably Talladega Nights. But if I'm going to go back, I got to pick a classic with one of my favorite actors of all time, Mr. Tom Cruise, and give you Days of Thunder.
I actually recently rediscovered that movie and forgot how good decent it actually was. And a little tidbit, it's no longer there, but at the theme park in Toronto, Canada's Wonderland, there was a Days of Thunder ride.
Yes, there was.
It was a theater ride, but it was still a fun ride.
You know what? I love those types of rides. I did one years ago. Again, I was a kid, and it was actually, I can't remember if it was on our way to Australia or on our way home. And we stopped, like, we spent 5 days at Disneyland in California.
Yeah.
And there was one for Star Wars.
I believe it's still there, actually. I think I know which one you're talking about.
It was called Star Tours.
Yeah. Well, it's probably actually called Star Wars now because Disney owns it.
Yeah.
But no, the last theater ride I did was, again, where the Days of Thunder race is located in Wonderland. It became a 007 ride for one season.
Okay.
And that was fun.
Yeah.
But we did reach the end of the race. I won. OMD. Where can the
Mr.
people
Best.
find everybody?
If they're looking for us, turnbucklestudios.org/hosts. And that is where you can find all of our socials and our latest weekly live episodic shows, including this one, which will be up in just a little while.
And yeah, and well, before we get on our way here, we got to talk about our sponsor that we have here. Of course, that sponsor is our favorite energy drink of all time, swiftenergy.gg. Use that promo code CBRS Gaming to get yourself 25% off of everything in the store. That is swiftenergy.gg, promo code CBRS Gaming. Now, OMD, what are those words we like to go out on?
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we would love to remind you that the world is better with you in it. From all of us here at CBRS Entertainment and Turnbuckle Affiliation Program, to those of you out there wherever you are. Good night, good luck, we out.
PlayStation way.